Hi, I'm Charity Olin, Director of Marketing and Business Development here at Fountain Mortgage in Prairie Village. We know how hard it is out there for buyers to win the deal these days. We have so many buyers who have made 2, 3, 4, even up to 7 offers on homes. But in the seller's market, it can be really tough. So I thought I'd talk to you today about a few ways that you can make your offer more competitive, and specifically through the use of appraisal contingency waivers. Now, that sounds like mortgage speak, so you might not even know what that means. So what is an appraisal? When you're doing a purchase on a home, it does get appraised to find out if the value matches what the lender is willing to lend you. If that number comes in low, you have some decisions to make. So we're going to talk about those today. But first of all, I know that can strike fear into the heart of many buyers when we talk about waiving an appraisal contingency. So to combat that fear, what we need is knowledge. And we're going to hopefully impart some of that on you today. But please work with your real estate agent, your local lender. We're happy to talk to you about any questions you may have. So having said that, let's talk about 3 ways to use appraisal waivers to win the deal. So the first way that you can use an appraisal contingency waiver is to just waive it entirely. This is called the anything it takes to get the house approach. This means, let's say that the house, that you've made an offer for a house for $500,000. The appraisal comes back in and it's $450,000. If you have waived this appraisal with the seller and as part of your contract, you would need to bring that $50,000 extra in cash to your closing. Plus, when appraisers look at homes, they sometimes make what are called work order callouts, meaning if the furnace needs repair or some other system is not working, they're going to require that be repaired before, or as part of the appraisal rather. So those repairs would also need to be covered if you waived the entire appraisal contingency in the cash that you bring to closing. So this is as I said, anything goes approach, but no matter what, if that appraisal comes in low, you still agree to bring that cash. And if you can't do that, you will lose your earnest money. Not everybody has just unlimited amounts of cash sitting around to bring if an appraisal happens to come in low. So this second strategy is for those of us in that situation. This is called a limited buyer contribution. That means you can set a dollar amount that you will cover in the event of a low appraisal. Let's use that same example, $500,000 house, and it comes in at $450,000 appraisal. If you did a limited buyer contingency of $25,000, you would only be responsible for bringing an additional $25,000. And if you couldn't come to an agreement, you could walk away if it were more than the $25,000 and still get your money back. This is a strategy we call putting your best foot forward, letting the sellers know that you're serious, but protecting yourself from an unlimited amount of cash at a low appraisal situation. There is one third and final way to use an appraisal waiver, which is adjusting your down payment to come up with a buyer contribution in the case of a low appraisal. This scenario we like to call an in case we need it situation. So again, let's take our example of a $500,000 house that appraises at $450,000. Perhaps you chose to put 20% down or had planned on putting 20% down on that $500,000 house. That's $100,000. But if that appraisal came in short, you could use some of that down payment cash to make up the difference. So for example, if you put down 15% instead of 20, that would be $75,000 that you're putting down, and then you have $25,000 towards that shortfall. Now, there are some risks to this because if you go below 20%, you will be subjected to mortgage insurance, and you may also have a higher rate. So regardless of what strategy you choose, just know that they are available to you, but the most important thing is to educate yourself. Be very good friends with your lender. Make sure you understand all of the different angles and possibilities, risks, and rewards to any decision that you make as you're out there competing to win the offer. If you have any questions, please reach out to us here at Fountain Mortgage. We'd love to talk these through with you, and we hope to see you soon.